I spent a lot of today playing Persona 5. Um,
How
I
far you get?
I finished the first dungeon already. In fact,
Well, how?
uh, you know how it took me like nearly the entire first week the first time I played?
Target that squig!
Oh no, a fucking
It's the
squig!
squig.
It's a squig! Yeah, I sent the calling card day 2.
Yeah, that's really how you're supposed to do it, honestly.
Yeah, no, if you know what you're doing and, uh, just start going ham on everything, uh, like you immediately just go in to infiltrate the castle, and your one goal is just getting as far as possible. You can get
Yeah, that's
basically all the way to the end, the first day. You probably
on my
could,
current
yeah.
save file where I'm like 75% of the way through the game. That's the strategy I've taken with it. Is every time you unlock a dungeon, just go as far as you possibly can until the game
Literally
like
throws a
invisible walls
curveball.
you,
Yeah.
and then continue the plot until you can get farther, and then the very next time once you get farther, just finish it off.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the strategy I'm
See,
going in with it right now. Because I know the second
if you
dungeon
can,
gives you a couple of, like, soft lock walls
yeah,
where it won't let you finish it completely.
if you can finish it as quickly as possible, that usually means your level's on par with what you're supposed to be, and it gives you all of the extra days. Friendly fire
Yeah, it gives you the extra days to do all the social.
to do any of the social things.
Yeah, no. I'm realizing that. I know I struggled a bit with it last time. As it turns out, though, if you finish it as quick as possible, that game opens up a lot faster than I remembered it opening up. Because it was just like,
Yeah.
we gotta give them something to do for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, a lot of the social things are more prevalent if you finish the dungeons early.
But,
That being said, even at its most open, Persona 3 was probably more open sooner,
yeah.
but it's definitely better.
Yeah. It is definitely more open to making choices than I remembered it being.
Dropship incoming!
Because I was a little worried. Like, don't get me wrong, it's still very confining because that is the point of the game. But definitely a lot more open to different things than I was remembering.
You do a dungeon, we get home, and Morgana's like, wow, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, if you could avoid having to do the dungeon for like an entire week out of the 2-week period, then, you know, it turns out Morgana's just like, I don't got shit to do, you know? Go live your life, bud.
Yeah, I'm curious when you start getting to some of the dungeons I've been through. I want your opinion on it.
I was being stupid. I was being the big stupid.
Because there's some weird dungeons in that game later on.
Are we talking Bathhouse and Persona 4 levels of weird? What levels of weird are we talking here?
Do you want an out of context spoiler that's not really a spoiler? Because it doesn't really have anything to do with the story. It's a thing that happens though.
Would I find it? Would I find the shock of it humorous?
I mean,
What you know of me, would it behoove me to just have it happen
Where is your command, guard?
without any
Inside, but the door is
forewarning?
I believe they will let us through. Imperial Guard, we are Ultramarines. Open this door.
Space Marines.
yeah, I guess it's probably for the best if I don't say anything, so that I don't have the chance of accidentally taking away from anything, but
Because you know I
There-
read
there's-
into things a lot.
Yeah, I don't want to say a one-off out of context thing, and then you're like, oh, I figured out the entire plot of the game,
Yeah, exactly.
as you are one to do.
Yeah, I get one fucking clue and I'm just like, Sakamoto did it.
What I was gonna say is the theme of one of the dungeons, but not like the theme in terms of like the story of the dungeon, but more of just like the
Setting.
setting, which isn't really a spoiler because without context you have no idea who it's referring to. But
Right,
yeah.
right, right.
Aye, Lieutenant.
We've made it to the lieutenant. Where are you, madam? Madam Lieutenant.
Thank the Emperor. Second Lieutenant Mira, 203rd Cadian Regiment.
Captain Titus of the Ultramarines.
You are in command.
I'm all that's left, my lord. Unless my commanders rise from the grave. So far, they seem content to stay put.
Lieutenant, the scouts
Wait,
of
did
the
she say her name was Myra?
How many?
2.
Damn. I sent out 10. That damn gun. We don't have the numbers to make an assault. And as you might have seen, it's shooting down all our support vessels.
That is why we are here. Leave the gun to us.
Come with me then. I should warn you, my lords. We've got a slight orc problem down here.
No kidding.
Yeah, Lieutenant Myra.
I believe she's actually the main focus of the Fall Acadia books. They're based around her regiment, I believe.
Genetic scan complete. Adeptus Astartes.
If it's the same one.
Authorized.
Fury unlocked. God of War
Titans
mechanics.
on this planet.
Only that our troops were sent to guard the Titan Invictus at Manufactorum Ajakis. That was 2 weeks ago, and we've lost contact with them.
We need to reach that Titan.
Your fastest route is across the rail bridge behind the gun complex. It leads directly to the western gates of the Manufactorum.
Very well. Time to get to the front line then. Yeah, I suppose here's what I'll say. Do you know which dungeon you're referring to that you want to tell me the setting of? Like, what numbered dungeon is it?
One of them.
Get me the field
It's
manual.
not one that you're gonna get to anytime soon. I can tell you that.
Sight.
Fair.
Much later in the
So
game.
what I'll say is, if you give me the number for my own reference, then before I start that dungeon, I'll make sure I transfer my save and do it when I'm down there with you, or I'll stream it that day or something. The farthest I've ever made it was Dungeon 3, and I didn't actually start Dungeon 3. That's why I'm finally getting around to it.
Space Marines!
Get full. It does feel very badass playing as a Space Marine, though, it's gotta be said. At least in this game, you can feel the utter power it is to be a Space Marine, because we played some of Deathwing, and that made me feel like a cripple.
Yeah, we need more. We need more action-based Warhammer 40k.
Yeah, I do think having like a 40k game in the style of like Gears of War would be a very interesting concept. With a mix of these kind of elements. So if Space Marines 2 is like that, we're probably gonna like it a lot.
Yeah, I mean that's what it from the gameplay. That's what it's looking to gear up into. But
Because that one involves a lot more of the Tyranids, and when you get those kind of swarms involved, it's not gonna turn out well. You're not gonna stay ranged for long, but like, if you've got bits where you're fighting at range, and then you have some bits where you're doing the melee, I think it'll be a very nice mix of gameplay styles.
yeah, I think having it be three Space Marines in there will give you a chance to have one person tank while another person can stay back.
Yeah. So, like, if you have one of the big... Like, in the context of this game, one of the big orcs that is a pain in the ass if he gets close, you could send one of them out to go deal with him, while the other is sitting back and dealing with the...
Definitely
the
brings
small
up
fry.
an idea of strategy, which this game did not have.
Yeah, you can't really strategize in here beyond finding specific blow-up items and then blowing
Yeah,
them
the
up.
strategy in this game is, do you want to go up and smack them, or do you want to shoot them?
Exactly. Because as much as
Really,
the
you have
AI
to
is
smack them to regain
okay,
health.
the AI is not extremely great. I say as I stare at this guy staring at a wall.
2011. It happens.
Eh. They do shoot, and they're a good help occasionally.
Yeah.
Then again, there's a good
You
portion
can't
of
rely on them.
this one where you play alone anyway. Man, the heavy bolter. Don't mind if I do. So with these bolters, if I remember correctly, you want to play it
Sure.
manned for as long as possible. Because if you tear it off, it has limited ammo. Whereas it's unlimited as long as it's done. Of course, it could still overheat, which is a problem, but
Yeah, you just gotta play with the heat meter.
yeah. Everything. Hey,
The orcs
praise
got the
the
trenches beyond the ruins and the battlements
I'll
beyond.
tear it off now, might as
The gun
well.
battery.
The orcs took it almost
I
as
need-
soon as we got here.
Sorry, I need
It
this.
was the only one to make landfall before they gained control. Now none of our ships can get past the gun.
Back ya? No. Okay. How about over here?
Just the
No.
rocks.
Just some rocks. Fair enough. Yeah,
You like
sorry
rock?
for keeping you all waiting. I know there's a lot going on, but I was looking for servitor heads. They might have audio logs in them. Anyway, let's continue. Alright. What do we got going on over here? Yeah, I spent all of my morning making sure that everything could transfer over to Dragon Age Inquisition properly. Took me a minute to get the mod manager working, though.
Weird.
Because I had one that was outdated. After I installed a more up-to-date version of the mod
Weapons
manager, it worked.
authorization confirmed. Access granted.
Are you using Frosty?
Yeah.
Oh.
Stalker Bolter
Mine-
unlocked. That's a sniper
Mine
rifle.
worked on first try, so.
I think just
I didn't have any
the
issues with it.
link that I followed that was like, here's everything you need, was outdated. So it gave me an outdated version of Frosty.
Maybe.
Like I said, as soon as I got a more up-to-date version, like I just went and
That's where
re-downloaded
the
it. It was
orcs reached the
fine.
gun battery. We haven't been able to make it inside the wall. There just aren't enough of us.
You have survived this long on your own, Lieutenant. You have done well.
Yeah, apparently she's extremely popular
We will retake
because
the
of
gun.
what she did
Get your
during the
reinforcements.
Fall Acadia.
I'll hold you to that, Captain.
You better. Someone has to hold us Space Marines accountable. We won't do it ourselves.
We're heading back to the command post, Captain. Good luck.
You
Oh, don't
two,
worry, they'll hold him accountable.
you two, drop down now. What are you, cowards? That's a maybe 2 foot drop. Let's go. That's a little bit
It's
more
not
than
a
a 2
2
foot
foot
drop.
drop. It's at least a 7.
Yeah. Well, if you think about
Well,
it, yeah, they
Space
are like
Marines are
7
taller
to
than the
8
average
feet
people.
tall.
So let's say he's 8
that's
feet
at least
tall, just
10
for
feet.
reference.
10, 11.
That's a 10-foot drop. Then again, they can fall off spaceships and go like 800 feet and be fine. So I think he's just He's just glitching.
He's doing a nice dance, though. Got a little bit of a jig going on. What do you think he's listening to? That's caramel dancing.
My man's listening to.
What a wonderful log. No. Let's be real. If I know
Sonic
this
Adventure
guy,
2 City Escape remix.
fuck yeah. I mean, I wouldn't blame him for doing that. But let's be real. He's probably listening to fucking like the Codex Astartes audiobook. Man's listening to the Lectitio Divinitatis. Oh, we got a watch. He decided to join us. Would you look at that?
Work quotas have been reduced by
On the
1%
high ground.
to account for
Yeah,
emergencies.
there they are. Yeah, they gave me a sniper rifle. Am I going to use it? Maybe. Right
I
now?
was like, that's a question only you can answer.
No. I'm not going to use it quite yet. If I remember right, it's a pain in the ass to get bullets for that damn thing. Remind me, how many chapters are in this? Like 13? 13 to 16? I know it wasn't a very long game. You can definitely beat it in like 8 hours. Assuming you're
17.
not... 17 chapters?
17?
Gotcha.
17 chapters, I think.
That's close enough.
Humans to kill.
You gonna do some doomies, are you?
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
War. That's World of Warcraft. Wrong orcs.
Says you.
That's me. Yes, you're right. I did say it. Nothing over here. Nothing over there. Bullets over here, though. Oh. No! Send the big boom, he did.
Egad.
Egad! What do orcs call grenades anyway? Like, I know guns are Daka. What's the orc word for grenade? Is it blow up a whole
Bloody round
squig?
thing.
Splody squig! They have squigs for everything, right?
They do have exploding squigs, but that's beside the point.
Yeah, we've seen what
If you're
exploding
genuinely-
squigs are.
If you're genuinely asking, orc grenades are called stick bombs.
Stick bombs?
Stick bombs.
Yeah, that.
Because they're sticks that blow up.
Yeah, stick bomb. Gotcha. That makes sense.
They're the little sticks with the orange top.
Go
Bomb.
Orcs are brilliantly simple creatures, and I love it. Until they become too small.
Or
Once we get through these
orcs are
battles,
legion.
we will use the breach caused by the rock to enter the gun fortress.
You see, one orc is stupid, but 1,000 orcs? They're really stupid.
Didn't Speed Freaks finally release?
Yeah, it's out. It's been out for a minute.
Good reviews. I remember having fun with it when we tested it.
I've not heard anything since it's released.
You know, I keep picking up grenades. I don't think I've used a single one yet. I'll endeavor to use one in the next fight that I get in. One single
Positive
horde
reviews.
running to me. Generally positive.
Positive reviews.
It's about time, because
It's
honestly,
an-
the last handful of Warhammer games that have released have not been looked on favorably.
It's in early access right now. Free to play early access. I had fun with it when we beta it.
Yeah. No, it was definitely fun. I'm sure they fixed a lot of the, like, smaller or bigger bugs. Maybe added some quality of life adjustments. So I'm sure it's a lot better now compared to when we played. And not that it was too bad when we played previously. Definitely gave me, like, cell damage vibes. Not quite cell damage. Cell damage is like cartoony humor. Which, don't get me wrong, orcs are definitely cartoony humor.
Orcs are cartoony from here. It just wasn't cell shaded.
Yeah,
the only
that's
difference.
it. Yeah, you're right.
If cell damage was realistic.
Look at these cables. They must be powering orc contraptions across the battlefield.
But we should definitely shut this down. Nope. Yeah, I suppose if we shut it down, we wouldn't be able to go through this door. Big ol' area.
Assault
That'd
support
just be
pods
silly.
are dropped in this area.
Pick up a jump pack. Oh boy, don't mind if I do. This is peak gameplay right here.
What's the over-under on the jump pack being in Space Marine 2?
100%. I guarantee it's in there. At some point or another. Well, they wouldn't just get rid of the best part of the game, right? This is 100% like my favorite part of the game.
Orcs down here.
Very well. You guys do your best.
You just hear Captain Titus, just like the manliest wee.
Wee. Woohoo.
Wahoo.
By the Emperor, this is fun!
You guys should try this. Our codex says so.
The Codex of Stasi said, wipe that grin off your face. I refuse. Them fighting for their lives. Me. No, the jump pack is really fun, though. Like, this is my favorite gameplay in the entire game. Goodbye.
It's just a shame it only happened like
Twice. Yeah. Don't get attached, like I said. They don't appreciate the jetpack in this one. Something I hope they remedied in the second one. There we go. anyone else? No, that looks like it. Alright. Oh. Shall we continue, fellas? Alright. Goodbye. Who are you? I ain't seen no one in here.
What's your official opinion on the Tau?
On the town? I don't know a lot about the town. In all honesty.
You know what game you should play? You should totally play Firestorm.
Was that the PS2 game?
Yeah, the one where you play as the Tau.
You know what?
It
Yeah,
was
I'm
first
game.
person.
Maybe I'll throw it on the next time. So maybe we'll see. Is that one that's popped up on the PSN store yet?
I doubt it.
Was that one
That'd be a
actually
very
well
hard
received?
game to... You see, that's the question.
It's like
isn't
hit
it?
or miss with that one, isn't it? I mean, that's the case with most
it has
Warhammer
been-
media, but
Yeah, it hasn't aged well.
yeah. Fair enough, though. Fair enough. Fair enough. I remember vaguely watching a video on it, but I don't remember exactly what the game was.
Not Firestorm, it was called Fire Warrior.
Fire.
Uh,
I knew which one. you
yeah,
were
it
talking
has
about.
been. It hasn't aged well.
Yeah. Some PS2 games have aged extremely well. Others,
At the time of release, it got a solid 5 out of 10.
so it was average.
It was literally middle of the road.
For that jump back, Captain. That rock delivered the orcs right into the gun.
Yeah, a 5 out of 10 is nothing terrible, because I mean, nowadays, if it's not like 10 out of 10, it's immediately a failure, and I just don't get
The
that.
lowest rating they'll give games nowadays is a 7.
Yeah. If it's anything
Which-
lower than that, it's a 0. with a
Between
low
7, yeah, between 7 and 10 makes it really like a 4-point rating, which is not very helpful.
Yeah. Because it either it gets a 7 or above, or it's a 1. There's like no middle ground anymore.
Yeah.
There's something over here. That looks like the main objective. What the heck's hiding out over here?
They did release a novel that explains and goes into great detail the plot of the game.
What, Firestarter? Fire Warrior?
Fire Warrior, yeah.
Fair enough.
So if you didn't like the game, you could still enjoy the story in great detail. It goes into a
So
lot
what
of
you're saying
Tau
is-
stuff.
what you're saying is play the game, and if I come out of the game going, what the fuck did I just play, then I'll read the book.
You can read the novel.